Live from clickorlando.com, this is News 6 at 5:30. This is a News 6 Plus takeover. Here now is Matt Austin and Ginger Gadsden with Florida's Fourth Estate.
Hey, welcome to another edition of Florida's Fourth Estate. This one being recorded in the newsroom. We are glad to have you with us. I hope I'm not too bloated for the show because today on the way into work, Ginger, I ate an entire pizza.
Yeah, we also had an ice cream truck, and I saw what you
Right.
walked into the green room with. I'm
Right.
like, oh, you brought some for me.
So I was late. We had a
didn't.
big meeting and I had to get here. And so at every stoplight, and there was a lot of stoplights on my way in, I ate a piece of pizza. And so by the time I got here, my face looked like this.
So,
And then they had an ice cream truck at work. So
wow, Matt, seems like you need to learn control.
I'm going to need
Maybe
you to
you-
do most of the heavy lifting today.
What?
That way I don't projectile vomit.
Did you say who you were? You just started talking.
My
about
name's
who you
Matt. I just started talking about my diet for the day. My name's Matt Austin. Who are you?
were. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
But we have a great show for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about the theme parks later in the show, but we're, of course, going to start off. We like to wrap up your week with some of the headlines that jumped out at us.
And, you know, one of these headlines really hit close to home, even though it happened in another state. You may be familiar with the story. There was a big train derailment in Ohio. It happened a couple of weeks ago now. And, you know, like whenever a big story happens, the reporters gather and you come from all over. It was big enough to have reporters from all over the country come into, Ohio to talk about this thing. So a reporter named Evan Lambert, and if that sounds familiar to some of you watching, Evan worked here at News 6 for a time right when I first started here almost 9 years ago now, and he was just delightful.
Good
and
reporter.
so helpful. Yeah, solid, rock solid journalist, right? So he's covering this news conference as the governor is about to start, and they're tap dancing because the governor's running late. And so the governor finally shows up to the podium to give an update on what's happening on this train derailment. And so Evan is quiet because it's almost like you're covering a golf tournament. You're being respectful. You're saying, you know, as we wait for the governor to take the podium, we're gonna, keep you updated on whatever the latest is. And so somewhat, and then Evan then starts to say, "Oh, they're telling me that the governor's about to start, so we need to wrap up because we're too loud." And within terms of them telling Evan to wrap up,
He wraps
he
up.
wraps up,
Right.
does a nice job, and all of a sudden you cut to Evan on the floor being taken down by a couple of cops. If you know Evan, you know that he's a kind person and wouldn't hurt a fly probably. And so to see him taken down like that in a dangerous manner, like it felt unsafe to me because they could have slammed his head against the ground, and it was just hard to watch because you know he was doing his job, and it could have been any one of us, I think, in that position. And it was just the chaos in that moment was alarming.
It seemed way excessive for what, because, okay, so knowing Evan Lambert, when I heard somebody texted me, Evan Lambert got arrested, I was like,
What?
for what? Like, this
Yeah.
guy is one of the most mild-mannered, nice. When he was here, he was just a pup reporter. He was maybe 25 or something.
But still good. Just
Yeah,
really
but a
good.
very good reporter, buttoned up. I mean, never had an issue ever. And then you can actually watch the video of what happened. Yeah, he wraps up, and the next thing you know, somebody's over there throwing him on the ground.
Like they basically have their knee in his back. And I was like, what are you doing to this guy? And why are you doing it?
As reporters, and we've both been in that situation where we're at a press conference, you know, you've got live TV, they come
Yeah.
to you, you don't always have the decision of when, and sometimes they're starting, the press conference is starting, you don't want to be loud and interfering with things, so you either have to toss to the press conference, toss back. It's a complicated situation, and it doesn't happen right away. So maybe in the, we saw how it went down. It seemed to be.
It was crazy. But I say all of that to say that the criminal charges, he was he was criminally charged with
Yeah.
like disorderly conduct.
That's what they
something.
tried, but he wasn't ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
some-
dropped the
it.
charges.
They dropped it, which I mean, that was never going to stick in the first place. And I was reading his Instagram, and he was like thanking everyone, saying that he's going to be okay, and this does not put the fear of reporting in him. He's going to continue to courageously report without fear and without favor. And I love that because that means he is just doing his job and cannot be intimidated.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. I'm glad, but I feel like that we haven't heard the end of that story.
Maybe
I feel
not.
like
Now, there could
more
also
stuff may
be
happen.
some sort of lawsuit in the future. I was proud of Evan the way he handled himself,
Oh,
and you hate
100%.
to see that. Okay, let's move on to another story. This one happened in Florida. A Florida State legend. Okay, there's a lot of people who played football, and they're not like, they're not legends. Like, I've played high school football. This is Corey Simon. He went to Florida State, and now he
Oh,
is a
okay.
legislator in the state of Florida, and he put forth this bill that's fascinating.
Mhm.
You know how at a college football game, when you win, you beat the team you're not supposed to, so everybody charges onto the field.
Yeah.
Well, if you do that and you punch somebody or harm somebody, you can now be charged with a misdemeanor, which I would imagine you could have been charged with something. Can't you be charged with assault if you hit somebody anyway? It doesn't matter.
That seems wrong.
This feels like one of those laws that's not really important,
No
because
legend.
you can. Now,
Hold it.
I'm a little partisan when it comes to this because I love Florida State football. Corey Simon was an amazing
Did you
player.
just say a little?
Okay.
I mean, I get it. You love your school.
Anyway, can I get to the story already?
You
So-
haven't covered it yet?
So he also, the other part of it that I do like is, some people, some really obnoxious fans will throw batteries or beer cans
yeah.
at the players if they're really upset
yeah.
and want to make a point. You can hurt somebody. Those battery throwers, put them in jail.
Yeah.
So anyway, you can get charged with a misdemeanor now. It's one of those things that I think they just want to put a law on the books so people maybe will think twice before doing it. You have some good news for us.
Fantastic news. We love the theme parks here, and Universal is great. We were there recently, and I had a wonderful time.
Yeah, I dragged you there.
with your family.
Uh-huh.
Made me ride.
Do the Velocicoaster for the first time.
I survived. Newsflash, because
She liked it. You should have seen her stumbling. I wish I had video for when Ginger was stumbling after the rock and roller coaster. Her hair was all like this.
wasn't
and
ready.
She was
It was-
like,
I felt like I'm not able to drive right now because they're gonna think I'm intoxicated.
you
It
looked
was hard.
intoxicated.
That's why they had that little area on the ground where you could just fall down.
They have that
Yeah.
grassy
So,
knoll.
anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
It was so the great news about Universal is that they are going to increase wages for workers to $17 an hour, and that's going to start as early as June. And I'm just applauding them
Golf
because
clap.
their managers listen to them. It came about, the employees, they took a survey, and the employees wrote what they really felt, and that's easy. That's hard to do. I'm like, oh, the employees complained about this and something was done. When do you ever hear that story?
I like how you always assume the best in these situations. I think
I know
Universal.
it's not enough.
Hold on. Universal sees that Disney is struggling with its union right now. Like, there's a battle going on. These union members are trying to get $20 an hour. Disney doesn't want to. So what does Universal think? How about we drop a headline that we're just gonna no pressure, no arguing. Let's just give them $17 an hour. By the way, we're gonna improve the bathrooms in the back and just make it an altogether better
Have a
experience.
problem with any of this?
I have no problem with this.
If you ever visited a theme park in Florida during the summer months, then these people deserve $1,000 an hour.
They do. And with
They-
the people they're having
Yeah,
to
that's
deal
what I'm
with
saying.
at
They
the same time.
so much.
Yeah.
So they should have nice bathrooms. They should have nice break rooms. They should be able to enjoy some of the perks of the things that they provide for the people who, who use the park.
I am not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying Universal loves to take a shot at, the big daddy when they
That's how
can.
business works.
That is.
That's how it works. It's expensive to live here in Florida, as you know, and they just want, a living wage, a living wage. This isn't even it, I don't think, but it's better.
Yeah, it's
So-
moving in the right direction. Good
Yeah.
on Universal.
So-
And I'm sure Disney will get there.
I'm going to need you to get on board and have a better attitude.
I'm on board. I'm just saying I love that it's a shot across the bow at a competitor. That's all I'm saying. And speaking of Universal, hey, stick with us after the break. We're going to take you to a little primer of what we're going to get here in Orlando. It is a park that just opened up in California, and we're going to join our producer who got a special invite out there.
Can I give a hint?
Sure.
It's going to be epic.
It's going to be epic. Hello and welcome back to Florida's Fourth Estate. So glad to have you with us. Obviously, theme parks always a big topic in Central Florida. And so we're getting a little preview today of a theme park that is going to be showing up in Central Florida, but it's already taking place in California. And Ginger, one of our friends, always gets invited to the cool parties when it comes to the theme parks.
I think he's not our friend because we never get to go with him, but you're talking about one of our producers, Landon McReynolds. He is lucky enough to always get the sneak peek inside of these different worlds before they are revealed to all of us. Landon is out in beautiful, sunny LA. Landon, how'd you get so lucky,
Hello.
my friend? Hi.
I don't know. I don't know how I scored this ticket, but I feel super grateful for being here. Number one. Yeah. So we're here at Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Hollywood. It actually opens, I guess it's me Friday, February 17th. So we're outside the warp tube here, outside of the world. Lots of excitement inside here. We got a brand new attraction in here. We have a souvenir shop unlike anything else. We have multiple experiences for the families to enjoy. I don't know how I got here, but yeah, this is where I'm at right now.
So
Landon,
what's been your favorite thing so far? What's the hot thing?
So the hot thing right now is the attraction inside. So you're gonna go in here and you're gonna go on Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. I mean, this is straight from the video game, guys. I mean, you're gonna be getting in the seat. You're gonna touch your power-up band in. You're gonna be collecting coins. You're gonna be shooting shells all over the place and try and take down Bowser and be part of Mario's team and win.
Okay, I love that idea of being able to play Mario Kart in some sort of fancy futuristic. Did you get to actually play it? And while are you the one racing, or are you being taken on a race and you get to shoot the shells? How does it work?
So you're going to be teaming up with 4 people, and everybody in that one car has to at least get 100 coins throughout your journey, your ride, to be able to win and take down Bowser. The first time I did it, we did not win. So Bowser went right through the finish
You
line.
can actually lose. That's interesting.
You can actually lose. I mean, this is gameplay to the next level. So everything inside this land. So this is my power-up band. This is Yoshi. They have several power-up bands that you can get when you come into this land. You're smashing blocks. You're collecting coins. I mean,
You're drinking
awesome.
beers. What are you drinking?
Well, yeah, what is
on our
that
podcast.
beverage?
I
This is a
honestly
family
don't know
show.
what this is. So this is the signature drink inside. So the cafe in here is the Toadstool Cafe. So Toad is actually in there. He's whipping up all these delicious food and drinks for you. And I don't quote me on it, but this is like a star something. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's delicious. On top, there's like little boba like stars, and it's really good.
Sorry, they're forcing you to have such a great time, Landon, while
I
we're
know,
here
I know.
working.
I know.
Okay, so for people who may not be a huge fan, but they love theme parks, give us a little tip on how we can enjoy it. Like, what's there for the folks who aren't huge fans?
Not huge fans of Super Nintendo.
Yeah, like if you
I
love,
mean,
Everybody's
you know,
fans of
no,
Super Nintendo.
not everyone, but you always, if you love theme parks, you want to do different experiences. Like this is like if I'm a novice, will I enjoy it?
You will enjoy it. I mean, the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge is an experience that takes it beyond anything that they've ever done before. I mean, this is virtual reality. You're gonna sit down in your car, you've got a little Mario visor, and then the glasses really strap on. It's like nothing Universal's ever done before. So this is an attraction that I think not only is multi-generational. I mean, if you grew up with Mario, you're gonna love it. And it's introducing new generations to Mario for years to come.
Yeah, and for people wondering like why we're talking about this, he just mentioned it's Universal. Universal's opening Epic Universe, and if you don't know,
Yes.
Epic Universe is going to have Super Nintendo World
Yeah.
here in Florida, and it's just going to be an iteration. Is it going to be much different from what you're seeing out there in California, or is it going to be pretty much the same thing?
So if you've not been to Hollywood before, I don't know. They don't have a ton of space out here. I mean, I'm literally standing next to a soundstage out here, and then I have Transformers. I have another soundstage over here, and then not to mention I'm literally like right next to them. So they don't have a ton of space to work out here, but they're still bringing that whole like Super Nintendo World aspect to it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so Landon, be cool, but look over your shoulder and tell me what that lady's doing. It looks like she was trying to beam herself up. She had her wristband up in the air. Like, do you see her? Just turn
you
around.
gotta
Just turn around.
power up.
Yeah.
You gotta power up.
Oh my Lord. Okay. She looked like she was trying to beam herself up. I didn't know what she was
I
doing.
love how nerdy people get out of theme parks. Like, at Universal, I love when I go past the Harry Potter people and they're like,
Oh my
watching
gosh.
everything. I'm
Yes,
like,
yes.
oh man,
So, but
only
that's what it's
here.
for. But that's what it's
That is.
for. You want to
Yeah.
get away from reality, and these are the places you go.
Yeah. I don't know if my connection will be able to handle this, but I don't know if you guys want to sneak inside real quick. Let's
Yeah.
give it a sneak
Ooh,
peek.
try
Let's
it.
try
So I'm gonna try and bring you guys in really quick. I know you don't have a lot of time, so we're gonna go in the warp tube here.
What's that noise?
Oh.
Brr, 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 brr. Is that the one
Oh,
from
it's
Mario?
coming. It's coming. Get ready.
Oh, I think your AirPods are phasing it out. Landon, if you're just
Oh,
joining us, is
maybe.
walking us into Super Nintendo World.
So
We're
here
gonna
we
add
are
the
in
sound in
Princess
post.
Peach's
Oh.
castle.
Yes.
Here we go.
Hello.
Welcome.
Oh my gosh. That's fantastical.
I'm gonna have Jim just pan real quick, give you an overshot of it.
Okay. I
love
get
the
it.
coins. I like seeing the coins there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can still see you, Landon. Guide us through this.
Yeah, it's so
Tour.
clear.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Can we go to the coins? Let's go to a coin real
Yeah,
quick.
go.
Then all this is gonna sync literally up to the app where you're gonna be on a leadership board. You're gonna get stamps from your visit. So and then everybody in here is also playing games. So it's literally just who's winning in this whole land. So
Yeah, it is. I love how you just get to be a kid again, and you just, you're enjoying whatever that beverage is and just walking around. And it seems like it's a beautiful day out there. And Central
Yes.
Florida is going to be beautiful when it arrives. So
yes. So that's where we're at.
Landon, what do you think about the ambiance? I know that's big, and I feel like that's one place Disney always excels, is sort of making you feel like you are in that place, even though other places might have rides that are a little more extreme. Do you feel like the ambiance there comes through, like a Harry Potter world or something like that?
Oh, I mean, it feels like I just was pushed right into Mushroom Kingdom here. So I mean, they nailed it. Everything from Princess Peach's castle to Bowser's castle in the distance. I mean, it's all great.
how long are you out there, Landon?
I'm here till tomorrow, and then it's back to Orlando for more adventures.
Well,
Ridiculous.
Landon McReynolds, he produces newscasts, he does our theme park segments, and an overall good guy. I hope you have a safe trip back. Hope you have fun. I hope you don't get too drunk on boba out there.
I
and
hope
make your
next
way-
time you can invite us along, maybe. I don't know.
Don't get stuck in a
I'll-
warp pipe.
I'll tell the boss next time.
All right.
He's not gonna tell the
He's
boss.
not going to do
We're not
that,
going.
and
Yeah.
I don't blame him. You'll have more fun without
Get your own gig.
it. Landon, thank you so much. We
All right,
appreciate it.
guys.
Safe trip back.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
And thank you for watching Florida's Fourth Estate. You can watch it wherever you get your podcast or anytime on News 6 Plus. And while you're there, if theme parks are your thing and you just can't wait for Epic Universe to be finished, you can check out our other episode with Landon about the top 5 roller coasters right here in Florida.
As we move up the list here, it's going to get more intense. But Iron Gwazi, this was
Ooh.
2 on my list.
Vomit factor of what?
This is at Busch Gardens, and
You need an iron tummy for this one, huh, Landon?
just a little bit. And imagine when it was opening, they put me on it, and I had to interview the one of the developers of it, and he's like, "We can just do the interview on the ride. There's no problem." And I was like,
What?
Okay. So I sat there and I was asking him questions, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, you're about to go down a 91-foot drop, which is like pretty much straight down." I was like, "Great, this will be fun."
At what point can you stop the ride? None, right? You just have to go with it. It's like, I want to get off now. Thank you.
Yeah. So this one reaches up to 76 miles an hour, and it flips you around like nobody's business.
Are you a screamer, Landon? Are you a screamer on a...
That one I was screaming.
It was that intense.
This one is only number 2 on his list. We'll show you his top pick and other incredible content from around Florida. Just check out Florida's Fourth Estate on the News 6 Plus app.